I'm just going to be back on the table for a very short time with you for this part. Make sure you comment, subscribe, don't forget to turn on post notifications, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a question, don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch and TikTok. Links all down below in the description. Why is my dog taking so long? I don't know, guys. I mean, obviously yes, partly probably because my email's incorrect, but there's also a possibility, because of the viruses going around out of China, it's a possibility it's just been a hold at the moment with the virus hanging around, and we don't know how long it could take before it goes, or I could potentially order it somewhere else in April, because I can let my money build up between now and then, because Lent starts in the end of February, so it finishes around the end of March, I'm guessing, just before Pamela's birthday. So Lent is a thing where religious Catholic people basically they cut themselves out of something basically through Lent, which is what they do is like they diet themselves from something for a little while you're going through the Catholic religion of Lent, which is basically something you give up through Lent to worship your God, if you like. Obviously to me, I do it while I'm still with it. Would I become that sort to do it every day? No, I couldn't do it every day. It couldn't be done. And obviously even when I leave, I probably wouldn't do it even then, to be honest. But the veggie day on Wednesdays I will be continuing after when I leave in 2 years, because you know the veggie thing is quite good in the aspect of how I eat, because I eat a lot of eggs, a lot of egg stuff basically, which is pretty good to you, but the stuff they put in it is not so great. But it's only a small pot. I don't tend to get the big pots. I only get the small ones, and yeah, I don't tend to eat them in the early hours either. I just eat them at lunchtime hours. That's it. Occasionally I'll have something different for lunch, dinner time. Occasionally I do have them at dinner time as well, but I tend to mix my meals up so I can have hot days with food and then the other days cold. And on Wednesday, of course, on Wednesday is pasta day for me, so Wednesday from lunch to dinner is pasta with vegetables. So it's steam bag stuff. They're pretty cheap. They're about $1.25 each for 2 of them, so I'd save about £2 for 2 of them. So it's pretty decent because it can cover a whole bowl full of pasta and vegetables. So if you're into and want to, some of you are quite fond of pasta, definitely. Dry pasta is supposed to be not very decent for you, but I would say dry pasta is still going to be very good for you, as long as you don't overly salt it and making it too overly flavoured. You can flavour it, you can cheese it or whatever, but it's just how much you put in it makes the difference in the meal. But yes, I don't know if I'm going tomorrow, to be honest. I don't know. I could probably do it. Doing one thing to go there, but I don't know. I could do it in my sleep, to be honest. I mean, since Casey's been on, I usually go to sleep at around 5:30, but I don't usually wake up till about 2:30. So I don't know. Tomorrow will be the first day if I decide to stay home and catch on my sleep a bit, because I can do it. But also another thing I want to mention is, if Moon is watching my videos, and sometimes she does, even now I think she still occasionally wonders, like, should we be friends or should we not be friends? I don't know. I can't read people's thoughts, but I know the sense of feeling what she gives me sometimes. It's like, not so sure what to do. I can understand that, obviously, because I've been there. But yeah, it would be nice if she came back and talked to me again. I really do miss the conversations we have sometimes between each other. It's friendship thing, not anything else. It's just, I miss the silliness out of it a lot of the time, because I have to be honest that when I was down at college a few times, and I did remember a few of them, she tried to pick me up again, which is nice, but as I said, I can't put my finger on it. Basically, I can't put my finger how she made me feel. She made me feel good, but she also felt me a relief to pick me up away from that dark spot in my life where I know for a fact if I line it too much, if I wasn't with someone I could like, so like Marina, I did really much like her. I didn't dislike her. I never disliked her personally. I didn't quite like her attitude sometimes towards things, but I suppose that's people. Marina looks at me like doesn't like the attitude I give her sometimes, but it's people. We fall out. We sort of get back together as friends and stuff, and it does happen a lot. But sometimes that could be. If it's only one person, you should sort of like okay with it. But with my problems with her with my mum and my sister particularly, they don't get along properly really well. And my mum said I could have her around for a sleepover and she wasn't prominent, but I kind of wanted not to do it because it's the attitude that they might give towards her and then the wrong impressions. So I was kind of in two minds about that, so I kind of laid it off a bit. So I don't, in that aspect, I don't fully trust my mum for not having to go at her when she's here. So maybe one day, if I had my own place, I could invite her around and just have a natter for a little while. I mean, that wouldn't be a problem. I think one thing Marie wants me to not to do is doing that one particular thing that everyone doesn't like. But as again, that's down up to me for that one, because if I decide to, then it's up to me, but if I don't, then it's again up to me. So I can at least restrict myself to sweet things and fatty foods. I can at least do that, but with the other one, I'm not making guarantees on, because it helps me through life. It doesn't, it keeps me away from depression level, which is really good. But I'm not going to say what it leads you on to, but you get the idea if you can think about it in your own head. But I make that choice and I'm quite happy to live with it, so long as I continue enjoying it. So it's a bit like when I intentionally leave my faith in 2 years and start a new start path, which should be good for me because that means I can also go on holiday this year. Yes, I'm going on holiday for myself. It'll be cool. It'd be a bit weird to start with, but I think it'd be cool at the same time because it means that could potentially mean I could end up being just have a little bit of time away from people, and that'd be nice for me. But it also gives me an open experience with away from family for a little while, just to get clear my head. But it also means I can have some time just to think outside of anything else except my own thoughts. And sometimes I don't dig into that thoughts unless I have to, because digging into thoughts, it takes a lot of energy and stuff like that, because you need a lot of casting your memories to things like your daily life stuff, which is what I'm talking about now. My sleeping pattern is going to change, by the way. It's starting when it starts to get colder again, because July, it can be warm, but it can occasionally get the odd moments when it comes in quite chilly. But July is not likely to get cold that quickly. It's usually around the end of August, beginning of September is when it starts to show, and that's been the time when I start to change my sleeping patterns. They're not going to come super early to start with, but they're going to start at least my time to go to sleep, my time in between to upload a video, and my time I get up during the day, depending on if I find a point in the early hours somewhere where they're uploaded early enough so I can sleep. I will take that advantage if I have to. But sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. I sort of swing it around a bit. But yes, as I said, things like that do take I don't know if it takes priority, to be honest, but I know. I think my finger's pinching on that. That sucks. No, it's because the skin was pinching on the ring.